Sometimes I ask myself, why did it take so long for people to start taking comic books seriously? But every now and then, some new comic book comes out from a major publisher that makes me think, yeah, I can see why people think these are stupid. In a move that I find incredibly baffling, DC decided to put out a brand new comic titled Harley Quinn Fartacular, Silent but Deadly. If the superhero comic genre is slowly dying, this just sped up that process considerably. But okay, look, I'm just exaggerating here. It's a silly, goofy April Fool's comic that's not going to ruin comic books or anything. But it does make me wonder, how did we even get here? The trajectory of the Harley Quinn character is kind of insane when you look at just how much things have changed. Harley Quinn was first introduced as a somewhat tragic character in Batman the Animated Series as the person treating the Joker in Arkham Asylum, who's then manipulated and brainwashed into being his sidekick or lover sometimes, only to be abused and used by him again and again over the years. Eventually, in DC's New 52 reboot in the early 2010s, the character would be reworked as a member of the Suicide Squad, having left the Joker behind. Okay, that's fine. Characters should be allowed to progress. But then the Suicide Squad 2016 film came out, further popularized this goofy, wacky, over-the-top take on the character, and in the many years following, she has evolved into this Deadpool-esque character with little connection to her roots, with every appearance seemingly making her more and more over the top to the point that we're at now. Even doing this video right now, and knowing that this is just an April Fool's joke comic, I still just can't understand how we got to this point. I can't fathom how this got made. I just can't picture myself being the one to either conceptualize it, pitch it, fully write it, edit, draw, color, ink it, approve it, distribute it, or even be some guy in a comic shop having to sell it. Did no one along the way think to ask that just because we can do something, that doesn't mean we should? It's also crazy is that this isn't even the first time there was a Harley Quinn fart related thing. There was once just some random comic that was a scent themed Harley Quinn story, you could scratch and sniff it. I don't know what that was all about. And there's also some animated movie with Harley Quinn. There's a scene where she's farting in the Batmobile and Batman claims that it smells like justice. I gotta ask, who at DC has a fart fetish? Why do they approve these things? Does God stay in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created here on Earth? So if you really want to know what actually happens in the Harley Quinn fart comic, the story is that Harley and Ivy, they're living together as a couple. They get into an argument when Harley accuses Ivy of farting, which Harley really enjoys, which is really gross. I guess this makes Ivy mad, so she leaves, and while Harley is upset, she runs into a flyer that advertises a museum exhibit titled The Art of the Fart. This is a real story, okay? So she goes there, but she runs into some lady that she fights who has fart powers, and Harley herself believes that she is cursed by her to constantly fart because of magic or whatever, but really she's just lactose intolerant. Plastic Man is in it for 5 seconds or whatever, but by this point I've already checked out. The thing is, it's as boring as it is disgusting, so I couldn't even be entertained on some level at all, although I probably would have been too grossed out regardless. I've already forgotten most of what happens by the time I'm making this, so that's the plot summary you're getting here. My key takeaway from all this is just who is this for? There's a question that gets tossed around a lot for things, and I ask myself that at times as well, but even for things that I think are bad, I can at least understand why some people might like it. But for this, I really wonder who it's for, because I doubt any child is going to want to sit there and read a comic about farting because it's just so funny, and I doubt any sane, rational adult would want to spend their hard-earned money on this type of comic either. So I guess this just leaves people like me who want to do videos like this with some sort of morbid curiosity to just see how bad it is. Or even worse, it's for people with actual fart fetishes. If that's your thing, please keep it to yourself. We don't need more comics like this. I'm going to just end the video here. I don't want to talk about this Harley Quinn fart comic anymore. I'm going to go wash my eyes out, and maybe, just maybe, I can survive long enough to make another video of something that I enjoy. But until then, I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.